Hello and welcome to Kisma Presents Player Lounge, and we are going to talk about all things IPL. IPL auction has just been conducted, and a lot of people believe, and rightly so, that these auctions tend to get more eyeballs than some of the international games. And yeah, that's the reality for those 2 days. A lot has happened, and I have with me the pleasure of my pleasure for to be joined by Stuart Binney, man who needs very little introduction. Stuart, hello, welcome. How are you, my friend? Which part of the world are you in, and what exactly is keeping you busy these days?
Hi Akash, nice to be on a chat with you. Yeah, I've been pretty busy. I'm coaching the Assam Ranji Trophy team at the
Hmm.
moment. We've been in a bio bubble for about a month and a half now, getting prepared for the tournament. We are one game into this Ranji Trophy, and we start our second game tomorrow. So hopefully things go well for us.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, toes crossed. But did you follow the auctions? All of us do. In fact, your Ranji Trophy team might also have been following it because that's one event that everybody follows, isn't it? If you're playing cricket, even if your name is not there in the auction, you want to follow it.
I think it was a mega auction as well, and a lot of money going in into that auction as well. And having Rian Parag on the Assam side also pretty interesting to see where he went and which teams were interested with him. And yeah, it was an interesting auction.
And was he sitting with you guys when all this was unfolding? That who's going to bid for Rian? Will Rajasthan go for him again, or will there be another team? I think Gujarat Titans were quite interested till a certain stage. Were you around him at that time?
Actually, we weren't around each other because we were in day 4 of quarantine at that time. But you could hear people
Ah.
shouting in when he went sold to a team. So yeah.
And Stuart, what do you make? What do you make of this auction? Because some people have gone for astronomical sums, whether it's Ishan Kishan for 15.25 crore, or you got Deepak Chahar for 14 plus crore, and multiple people with 10 crore plus category. What did you make of the auctions generally? Because the 10 team auction, mega auction, as you rightly mentioned, it had a very different dynamic to it this time around. Indians in the Indian Premier League, they came to the fore, and a certain skill set was more sought after. But then the marquee players, the first set actually turned out to be a bane, not really a blessing, because players there actually went for slightly less money than players who came in later. What did you make of the auctions?
I think it was an interesting auction. I think what pleased me in the auction was the bowlers, the Indian bowlers, the amounts that they were getting paid. I mean, the past auctions and the past IPLs, you've seen teams really go for international bowlers who have done it day in day out
Hmm.
for the international setups. But to see guys like Prasid, fresh into the IPL, a couple of seasons in domestic cricket, maybe 2 3 seasons. Nice to see him get a good amount as well. And also, I mean, it depends on where you were at that stage also in your career. It's very important to be doing well at that stage, which I've been in a few auctions, and
Hmm.
it's really important for players to go well and do well in that period, especially when the auctions are around the corner.
Yes, recency is an important factor, but tell me something. I got a feeling, and that 10 team auction or the 10 team IPL, the mega auction 10 team IPL, it just perhaps told us that we are not quite there in terms of the quality. Yes, there is quantity, but the quality isn't perhaps all there. And therefore, the first 11 looks as solid as it can. But then very little to fall back on, and therefore the kind of monies that are spent to create that very strong first 11, and if there is an injury, there is something COVID, loss of form, whatever availability, then a lot of teams are going to struggle. Did you get the same feeling as well that this auction just presented, just brought forth a very different dynamic?
Yeah, I think you're right in a way that the teams went heavy for their first 11s, or the guys are going to really feature in the IPL. But if you look at some of the teams, I mean, most of the teams with their setups are you got the big names and the guys gone for big money. But the fill-up guys who may have to come in and play roles when guys get injured or loss of form aren't really very big bench strength names. So yeah, you hit
Mhm.
the nail on the head when it comes to trying to balance out the team. It was rather just going for big names and big money and trying to get everyone as soon as possible into that option.
Have you already picked up your favorite? Is there a personal bias, Rajasthan or Bengaluru? Do you have a favorite already? Assam doesn't
Look,
have
I
a team.
mean,
You can actually pick one.
Yeah, no, I mean, see, with Rajasthan Royals, obviously, I played 7 seasons with them, and they've had some interesting auction picks in the last 3, 4 auctions that they went in, and I was quite pleased. In fact, this time with the way they went, they went with a lot of balance,
Mm.
and also a lot of Indian bowlers. Not only spin, it was spin to win a lot for Rajasthan Royals when I was playing, but you could see them really try and back their fast bowlers this time.
This time, actually, I'm putting my or I was sticking my neck out and saying that RR is one of the top four sides if they were to actually just go by the auction and the kind of personnel that they actually accumulated. In the end, actually, last 5 minutes, they spent, I think, some 5 crore, got four overseas players, one after the other. It was like Eden Gardens, Carlos Brathwaite, six, 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 four sixes, and you're done. Remember the name. That was the kind of auction that they had.